Hey, buddy, how are you?
Yeah, good, Jace. How you going, mate? All right?
Yeah, good, mate. Good for a Monday night. It's geez, only feels like yesterday we did this.
I know.
This show particular. That week went
Yeah,
really quick, didn't it?
it's going quick. What have you been doing this week, mate? Anything exciting besides
Well,
work?
so far, like on a Monday, my day was pretty busy today, to be honest with you.
Awesome.
But yeah, I mean, it's the start of the week.
Yeah, that's
Busy,
it, mate.
being busy is a good thing. Remember, it gets
Yeah.
the days go fast. You feel like you've achieved more. So, I never have a problem with being busy.
Nah,
How about
that's
you,
it.
mate?
Yeah, no, same thing here, mate. You're just busy at work.
We should be really talking
Busy
about what we did on the weekend more than what we did today. What did you do on the weekend?
Mate, what did I do on the weekend? I did a lot of stuff around there. I did some boring stuff. I did stuff around my house, and that was, and then I looked after my nieces and.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
watched. Yeah, I watched Cinderella like 100 times, but that's what you do with kids.
Well, when you love something that much, Rick, you should keep watching
That
it, mate,
is
if that's
it.
what your love is.
Yeah, different versions of Cinderella. Oh, but no, that's good, mate. No. So,
there you go. Crazy stuff, eh?
and what did you do on weekend, mate?
Oh, mate, just binge watching old TV shows, delving into some documentaries. Yeah, like watched WandaVision again a couple of times.
Yep.
After our live after show last Friday night, and we should take the opportunity to plug away. If you do guys watch this, remember every Friday night, about 20 minutes after the episode, there'll be a live show. Us will be on there discussing what we've just watched.
So what, 7:30 South Australian Adelaide time.
Oh yeah, I'll always talk local time, but yeah, do the conversion. Actually, I think I might even have my phone handy, or don't. I'll get better organized next time. Be able to tell you US Central Time. I think we probably
okay, cool. Yeah.
So everyone can kind of work around that clock.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, so far, I mean, I watched it a couple of more times, Rick. WandaVision, and yeah, look, I really do like it, but I do think episode 3, you really got to start moving the story along.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's bold and amazing that they did what they did. Full retro episodes, like, based on the early 50s to the mid 60s, those first two episodes. It wasn't they were doing scenes. The whole episode was like a full episode that you would watch back in the day.
Like if you didn't know it was WandaVision.
No.
It was,
so I love it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm ready for some
Marvel
outside
action.
that reality footage. Yeah,
it's coming.
It's start seeing what's behind the curtain for sure. Yeah, how about you, Rick? Have you watched Wanda again since?
I did. Yeah, I did watch Wanda again. Actually, pretty much after we finished our live show, I jumped straight back on it because it was a bit more fresh. And I mean, like you said, it's such a great show, and it has, good for them for doing it in that direction. But like I said in our live show, I think people are going to struggle. The younger generation will definitely struggle probably these first 2 episodes until we start seeing a bit more, like you said, behind the curtains and
Well, in a world where everything, we live in this world where we obviously idolize the past.
Yeah,
we do a lot of retrospective stuff. Yeah, it feels very much for my generation. I mean, I especially remember watching those shows in black and white on a little small portable television when I was growing up, and those shows only being 15 years old or 10 years old. So, I certainly got a connection to it, but I'm ready for it to move along. Like this show, we should kind of get it moving along.
Let's get on, guys. What have we got tonight, mate?
What we wanted to talk about this week. And there's been a little bit of news that actually dropped throughout the week, which was it's good to see things starting to move in. Now, one of the stories I didn't touch on, and I will just quickly touch on because I feel like there's more to come, Rick, is moving of release dates for movies is happening again. Yes. Yeah. We heard about James Bond being moved now to later in the year.
Yep.
And I feel like we might get some other more movements. That's why we're not doing it as a story this week. But I reckon everybody hold tight. I don't think Disney will move any of their stuff. Don't expect Marvel to move or anything. But I wouldn't be surprised if, Morbius got moved as well. if we start to see other franchises move around.
It is just a forever thing at the moment, isn't it?
It's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts that we're getting so many scheduled, but we'll get into that as more unfolds. But yeah, anyway, the first thing I really wanted to kind of touch on, and we kind of briefly touched on it last week, was all these new Marvel shows that we're being blessed with. How long are some of these episodes? And it was certainly an issue last week before the show, because we wanted to do one live after, but we didn't know how long the episodes were. Well, Kevin Feige clearly was listening.
He watches the show.
And he goes, all right, we better let the guys know how long some of these episodes are. So I'm going to share a story that from Collider here. Has shared a story about how long some of these shows are, which I think is pretty interesting for everyone who's kind of into it, what we're kind of looking at. And most of you may already know, who watched the show, how long some of these things are. But if you don't, here we go. Now, WandaVision, now they talk about how things have changed with the running times, but it basically does cement how long these things go for. And it said here, WandaVision started as it was going to be 6 episodes, but now they've broken it down to 9 episodes. So WandaVision, 30 minutes, 9 episodes. For the Falcon and Winter Soldier, that originally was going to be 30 minutes, but now that balloons out to 40 to 50-minute episodes.
That's interesting. And
they're having 6 episodes. So Loki and the Falcon Winter Soldier is being developed as 6. As you can see here, 40 to 50 minute long episodes. And the She-Hulk, which is being developed as a comedy, has 10, 30-minute episodes. So kind of a clear notification now on how long these episodes are going to go for. We all want them to be going for 7 hours each. For 172 episodes concurrently, but we're not going to get that. So to get anything kind of guidance is, what we do know is we're just constantly getting stuff. So hopefully we never have that big gap of content. Well, we'll never have it again from Marvel.
No. Pandemic
or no pandemic, we'll never get that big break in content again. The way they've set the system up, it is go. So there's a lot of content coming down the pipeline.
Have they said anything else? Or are these just the shows at the moment?
I think this is what's going to be for the 2021 slate, but we all know there's lots of great stuff coming down the pipeline. And I'm sure they're also talking to Disney and Lucasfilm, because Lucasfilm, mate, they dropped 6, 7 TV shows that are coming out. So they've kind of worked with them, and it's a magical time to be alive to watch this stuff. So, there you go.
I like that. It's 10 episodes pretty much.
She-Hulk especially. I think She-Hulk being the best way in for that show to be taken not as over the top. Camp is a comedy. I mean, she's most of the time she's She-Hulk. Because she has the ability to keep her intelligence or her personality while being She-Hulk. So it's pretty crazy stuff.
So
it's going to be
So we'll see. I want to see some footage. That's what I want to see. I want to see some footage of She-Hulk. That's what I'm excited
about. Well, originally it was never supposed to be WandaVision that was going to be released first.
No.
Originally the Marvel slate was that Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That show was to be the first MCU show because it was going to come off the back of Black Widow.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, I understand now why they were going to do that, because WandaVision's such a departure from anything else MCU wise. So I think if they were given their time again, if everything, they would have gone with Falcon just to ground it, because I think after WandaVision, we're going to get some very grounded, not so out there shows. So that'll be really good, because this is such a departure.
It's
so different.
Yeah, very different.
I'm obsessed on it. Let's change the gears, Rick. All right, let's get away from the MCU for now. We'll come back to them before the end of the show. Well, let's get away from I know, and let's just jump over the other side of the fence to the DECU and then see what information they're dropping
What have we
in.
got? Oh, yeah.
There was some confusion, as you can see with the title. It was reported not that long ago, Rick, that we were getting this new Zack Snyder Justice League cut. We were getting it in 2 different versions. We were going to get a 4-hour movie or the option to watch them as 4 1-hour episodes.
Why would you?
But by the looks of it, they've just scrapped it. They've just gone, no, we're just going to release a 4-hour movie.
It's a movie.
And it makes total sense.
Yeah, of course
and Zack Snyder, as you can see, confirms it. So is this a series or a one-shot watch of a movie? A one-shot. Because essentially, in this day and age, mate, if you're half an hour into a show and you bail and you walk away and you close it, you come back and watch it from that second forward.
Yeah.
So why make everyone knows you're just going to binge watch the 4 episodes anyway?
That's right. So why would you do it? It does make sense. I mean, look at it. I mean, Endgame was 3.5 hours?
Yeah.
So, mate, all of these big movies are going long. So, yeah, it makes total sense. Just make it 4 hours, bang, that's it.
Yep. 100%. 100%. You know, and we're not that far away from the show either.
No.
We're only a month and a bit away from
They
seeing.
haven't set a release date yet, have they? They've just said it's in March.
They might have, but I think it's March. I think it's mid to late March.
Mid-March, but they haven't
if anybody knows out there, please let us know.
Yeah, let us know
what the date of the release for this.
If it's a good show, if it's a good movie, it's going to go. Those 4 hours are going to fly. You know what I mean?
And if it's a crap movie,
and if it's crapness, those 4 hours.
Because that's what everyone is assuming here, Rick. Let's be the devil's advocate here. That everybody's assuming this new version of Justice League is going to be brilliant, and everything's going to make sense, and the movie's going to be better for it. What if I hypothesize, Rick? What if the executives were right? What if the people at Warner Brothers at the time recognized they had a mess of a movie on their hands and did everything they could to fix it? They didn't succeed, but they did everything they could fix it.
Yeah.
What if? We don't know the answer to that. Now, I hope I'm so wrong. I'm one of those guys. I want to believe that the Snyder Cut is as epic as I'm hoping it could be. Yeah. But you got to ask the question, man. Like we've all blindly gone Snyder Cut, Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
But we don't know what the Snyder Cut will really be like. We will soon.
True. Because
we don't know now. But again, if you know the date of the actual HBO release date for the Zack Snyder's Justice League, somebody please put in the comments. Now, did you have anything to add on that, Rick? I'm going to move along.
No, mate. No, all good, mate. No. I'm definitely will watch the 4 hours. So, yeah.
All right. Okay, now, we can't stay away from the MCU that long, can we, Rick?
No, we're back.
I think that was for about 120 seconds we stayed away from them then. But let's go back. You know, I'm really excited. Actually, one of the big shows that I'm really excited about coming through on Disney Plus is Moon Knight.
Yep.
Now, we had talked about Moon Knight last week, and I've got to go rocking on about Moon Knight again, just because he has the potential, like Batman, to be in a dark corner of the MCU. You know, we're dealing with real big mental health issues in this show. We're dealing with mythology. We're dealing with someone who's extremely violent. And I'm really excited to see how dark they're willing to go in the MCU. And knowing now that we've got Oscar Isaacs, who is confirmed to be playing Moon Knight. And now we also have confirmation, Rick, of the... Well, we're assuming the villain.
He's the villain, but we don't know. Yeah.
But we don't know that, yes, Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke. That's an interesting...
As the lead villain. And this is what Joe Blow's reporting, that he is indeed the lead villain. Now, I didn't know, well, who's the villain? Every superhero, multitude of different villains. So who is this villain? So we've had a look, and they don't know either, but they're assuming it's going to be Moon Knight's arch nemesis, and named Bushman. So I don't know how much you know about Moon Knight. I don't know Moon Knight. I don't know a hell of a lot. I certainly didn't know about his arch nemesis. But his arch nemesis is apparently a fellow mercenary who turned on the hero when the Egyptian gold came into the picture. So, yeah, I mean, like Oscar Isaac, Ethan Hawke, you know, that's pretty powerful acting stock right there, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Very interesting choice, though.
They're both big indies. They come from the indie world, those two guys, and they are consummate actors, both of them. And so that's always a good sign that they've obviously read the script and they believe there's enough in there to really dig into as an actor. That gives me a lot of hope and a lot of faith that we're going to get a really good quality show. And like I said, it's very different from, well, geez, Marvel's known for that now, just doing different stuff all the time. But I like this idea because it does go to it does kind of push the limits of how far, or brings up in my mind, how far are they willing to go with the MCU in regards to violence and dark content.
I reckon there was a character in one of the MC shows called Bushman. I reckon there was. Someone quote me.
The name doesn't grab me.
Off of Luke Cage or one of those TV shows.
I mean, I'm looking here in that article big more. I don't really see anything.
They didn't really specify.
Anyone
knows about Bushman? Give us
drop a line as well. Yeah. Absolutely. But besides that, there's not so much else, I think, going on in this kind of pop culture regards to what's going on in the cinema at the moment. What I'd really love to know, Rick, and if anyone is from the States, can give us an update on how things are going there in the cinemas. Are some of you guys, are cinemas open in some places? I know obviously in LA they're probably not open at the moment or anything like that, but are there other parts of the country where the cinemas open? And if they are, Rick, what are they watching over there at the moment? What's at the cinema? What are you seeing if you're out there seeing at the cinema? I'd love to know. So, because even here in where really
much here either.
No. In fact, our last 3 trips to the cinema, Rick, have not been great.
No.
Our last 3 trips. And what were our last 3 trips? Let's name them.
Wonder Woman
84.
Wonder Woman 84, and then we went and saw that horrific movie. Oh my God, New Mutants. Yeah, that's how bad it was.
Oh no, hang on. I think I saw this without you. That was Tenet. Did you see Tenet?
No, we saw Tenet together. Yeah,
Tenet.
Yeah, and then we did a little review on it. And it just,
which I don't
confuse the fuck out of me. But
I've watched that film
I've watched it
about 5 times. Kinda, but it's pretty crappy when you make a film where you've got to watch it that many times to kind of understand the basic mechanism of the universe you've set up.
Yeah. Oh.
It's really hard to get into it when you constantly got to be reaffirmed what those rules are.
You shouldn't have to do that when you're watching a movie. You know what I mean? You should watch a movie, not be thinking about, too much about the process of it.
Subconsciously inform you because you're so sucked into what's going on. You're naturally being led across that journey rather than go, hang on now, remember that thing's going backwards, but they're going forwards. And then while they're going forward, everything's remaining the same. No, it's just
no, it doesn't make any freaking sense. I don't think. Have you ever spoken to someone about it? I don't think
I've spoken to a couple of people about it who are confused as hell.
It's the same thing. Yeah, everyone's
confused. Yeah. I actually had someone today mention that they just recently watched a movie called Mystic River. Have you ever heard of Mystic
River? I have heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Sean Penn, stellar cast, phenomenal movie, one of the great movies of the early 2000s. And it just shows people's taste because he just bailed on it halfway through it.
And
I'm like, but all this awesome stuff happens as soon as you bailed from it. But it just goes to show films are subjective, Rick. And
that's right.
will always say that you may love the film, but the next person may just go, And as much as we've been bagging, I've been vocally ragging on Wonder Woman now, which is probably not fair of me, but I am. And I've known a couple of people who love it.
Yeah.
They absolutely adore it.
In saying that, Wonder Woman, do you own Wonder Woman, the first one, on Blu-ray?
Yeah.
Would you buy the second one, knowing that you hated it?
Rick,
just
this is a
to have it.
conversation we've had over the years, and I've had shifting attitudes towards it in the sense of, yes, we were completists back in Blu-rays, especially DVDs, Blu-rays, 4K movies, even the bad movies, you have them to complete the collection. But Rick, those days are gone for me. I'm not really down with that. It's like I have all the X-Men film except for X-Men Orange Wolverine.
Yeah.
Like I have every other X-Men movie but that one because I just don't like that movie.
Yeah.
And I don't need to have that movie. Yeah. And now moving forward, as I've gotten older, dude, I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
Look, it's like, and the thing is, dude, remember, days of collecting are kind of done, aren't they? I mean, we've got everything on streaming
now, definitely.
Like, to be honest with you, I'm that lazy, dude. If I get up and it has to be a big deal for me to get up and grab a disc out of the collection and put it in the play and watch it, because I can sit there and just go, I just watch it off the.
No, but it's true though. It is. I do the same thing. Like when you've got it just at a touch of your finger, you've got all these different movies you can do, but then you see that freaking Blu-ray player.
There's something else you probably haven't factored in either, and it's been a big shift that we went from collecting movies, right, to an environment where we've had more content available to us, new content, than ever before in history. Like the amount of content that comes out on the streaming service, let alone television, let alone films normally. Forget pandemic, but even with that, we have had so much content that it's hard to go back to those favorite movies. Because you always go, what's new, what's out, what's coming out. So it's very rare, in my opinion, that you actually go back.
Yeah.
So, you don't really go back anymore. You kind of go forward. So, hey, Rick, you mentioned that because you will indeed be buying.
You know me too all day. Yeah,
you probably pre-ordered a special edition, right?
But you know what? That's the thing I miss. I really do miss that. When I started collecting like the DVDs and all that, they used to bring out these fantastic box sets with, 3D box sets.
How did you grab your Sopranos set? Is that in just?
I haven't opened it. Have
you still got it? Could you quickly run and grab it?
I'll show you.
Rick, more than anyone that I've ever known in my life, he is a hardcore collector. Like I used to go and like movies come out on the day of and big movies. Oh yeah, I'd pre-order that movie, but I wasn't big on special editions. This man is. I think he has bought a lot of movies twice based upon making sure he has special editions. And I'm not picking on him. He's not wrong. I mean, I've got a brother who I believe still has albums from the 1970s still in their plastic. He's a collector as well. But Rick is just showing you some of the box sets he's collected over the time. He's going to get some more. Yeah, so collection's been around. It hasn't been a recent thing. It's been around for a lot of decades in different formats. But yeah, the problem is I have a bit of addictive personality. So I've been down the collecting pathway, and I'm trying to be in rehab at the moment, to be honest with you. So, all right, we've lost anyone who was watching live has now disappeared, which is hilarious. So, but let's crack on. So, Rick, what have you got for us?
Right, so
samples of your collection.
So these are the DVD box sets of the Sopranos.
DVDs, Sopranos.
These are DVDs of Sopranos.
One of the great television shows of all time.
Fucking oath. So when these first came out, I was like, I'm so excited.
I remember.
And just to give you an idea, they just don't do this anymore. You know what I mean? They don't do this.
No, it was a nice fold out. Presentation was key.
Yeah, this one's just popped out. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like they just don't do it anymore.
No,
and it's a shame. You
Do
know,
you know what? How many discs in that season?
There is 6.
All right, times that by what? 5 seasons?
Yep.
Right. So you got 30 odd discs. Or you just click on your streaming service, your HBO Max or your binge, and it's all there.
Then you'll get the final episode, and they'll release it with a Bada Bing T-shirt, which I've still got in the wrapper.
The final episode, the final season, you mean?
Final season, yeah. And they release it with a Bada Bing.
You have another version of that, don't you?
So that's it. But then when I see that, I get all excited, and then I see this. That comes out. There's a bit of a glare on it because there's.
And that's a whole different box set alone.
That's a completely different box set.
It has different special features.
Yeah, it's got. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm trying to get that glare off the.
Yeah, off the computer screen.
But to give you an idea, it's it's got tons of in-depth interviews.
I'll put you on. I'll remove myself and put you on full screen.
There you go, guys. That's it's a bit of a glare from there, and if I flip it over, so it comes with so much, booklets, interviews. You got over 3.5 hours of never before seen footage. It's just got everything in it, dude. But I haven't opened it. Never opened it.
Wow.
So it's one of those things, and then and this is what I'm talking about as well. Like these type of things.
Yeah.
This was a box set that they released. It wasn't the greatest movie, but I loved it because they just don't. Now it's just in a box, in a cover, standard cover. You pick it up for what? A Blu-ray now for what?
Because nobody's buying them. Because that cheap.
And you get
dying.
What do you get? You get a Blu-ray and a 4K in there.
Yeah.
Together. So
yeah.
One of those
now
things.
look at the sun come through. See that when I move my.
Oh yeah.
I have to move it around a bit because it's that time. It's getting really sunny. There we go. Probably a good time to finish the show for the week because it's getting a bit blurry. Believe it or not, it's 8 o'clock at night, but bloody daylight saving here in Australia.
So. Love it.
Oh, look at that. I'll hold my hand right there for the rest of the show just so we can get through it. Guys, thanks for watching. That was a pretty kind of casual. Oh, hang on. Before we go, we are missing a story that you've been wanting to show. Now, every week, what we're going to do before we go is we're going to show a clip of something movie related.
Right. Yeah.
We used to show funny videos, but it really had nothing to do with movies. Now we're just going to go show up little. And so, Rick's clips. What clip have you got for us today, Rick?
This came across. I thought this was interesting because I'm pretty excited about this because it's based here in Australia. There's some footage of the new Liam Neeson shooting his new movie here in Australia, in Canberra. And the thing that interested me was that they're actually, obviously a lot of these movies have been, post-production and everything's been shut down because they can't, with COVID over there in the States and around the world, the top 2 countries at the moment, which are COVID safe, are Australia and New Zealand. So I think that they're going to be doing a lot more movies in Australia, definitely. I reckon.
Great.
This is footage of Liam Neeson's new movie doing a car chase in the streets of Canberra.
Well, it's fascinating to see how he's doing it. Oh, okay. Well, Rick, all I've got to say on that is how freaking boring does that look? Like as a bit of
that's what it is.
Right? It's boring. Yeah. You wait to see that on camera. That'll be part of it. Massively exciting.
We don't see. So I thought that was a bit interesting. So just wanted to share it with you guys. Yeah.
Well, cool as the sun is belting into the room, and I start on fire. It's so bright in here. We're going to end the show. We're getting out, all right? Thanks for watching, guys, this week.
Sorry, guys.
Don't forget, we've got WandaVision live show, 7:30, and again next Monday and Friday, guys, for the next few months minimum. content, live shows from us every single week. Plus, we got some other stuff in the pipeline coming up. This is a really exciting time. Jump on board, guys. We're going to have some really exciting announcements that we won't say anything about, but trust me, guys, it's going to blow your mind.
Yes,
really, really cool. Anyway, I'm getting tired of holding my head. Now. Anyway, let's get out of here. See ya.
See you guys.